All right, let's get this started. This is Don from Kingdom 362. If you're just finding me the first time and you have not clicked the subscribe or the bell, and there's going to be a big ding, then you need to do that now. You are going to want to go through a few of the 200 videos that I have posted around this game to make you better. You may have to listen to me blather on for hours at a time to get 15 seconds worth of nuggets, but those 15 seconds will save you hundreds of dollars. If you don't know, there is a join button below. You do not pay me. You are paying my charities. I provide this content to you free of charge. Any money you pay is you feeling better about getting something that was for nothing. But I'm taking the something you're putting forward and paying it forward to someone else. It goes to one of my 4 veterans charities, depending on the need and the time. We react quickly, and I appreciate everything you guys do when you do that. Okay, so we are going to talk about 3 events and the airship and how it is affected. Okay, so we have Blood Wars. All right, that's our middle of the week, worst times ever. You're either working or it's 3 in the morning when those events take place. But they're activity based. And a smaller alliance can beat an overwhelming power alliance with lots of active members. And I'm talking about people who get in there and know how to time the beast kills and just spam those beast kills. Just go in there and go nuts. You could be a C-26 and a game changer. All right, you don't have to be big to help win that thing. But now your airship there. I gotta split this now. This is why we're redoing these videos, and I broke them down into smaller videos. So Blood Wars, we also have our dailies, of course, and then on Fridays we have the Kingdom Threat, also known as the Wolf event. On the website, I have a wolf calculator, but I highly recommend, I hope it's still alive, Revenge Gamer over revenge.game. They've got a more detailed calculator. People like to use it. They took off the email wall, and so I highly recommend either or. Mine's easier to read and use on a phone. I actually designed it for that. But if you're setting up stuff where you got your phone sitting in front of the computer using his, go ahead and set the march up once. He can get you an extra 3 or 4% in the kill rate than I can. Beast kills are about formation and the attack abilities. All right. And, march capacity. The horn, the temporary wonder on the horn is more powerful than anything else. So you see my stars on my on our beast thing, and we do use artillery in the wolf event. It does change the game. We use a slight amount of artillery and a slight amount of infantry. Everything else is attack on distance and attack on cavalry. If you're playing one of the other games other than Guns of Glory, like State of Survival, Z-Day, or Kings of Avalon, man, I wish I could get more Kings of Avalon guys using my forums. The Kings of Avalon came out before Guns of Glory. I didn't know it existed. I started with Guns of Glory. I've stuck with Guns of Glory. But all this stuff is relative to all 4 of those games. You just got to translate what the titles are. And because they redo the math, they just change the skins. There's some subtle differences, but not much. So, as you can see, we've got our attack ability. Because if you've watched this thing this video is in a series, so Google should have put those other videos right up next to it, so that you can go through all of them now. It's still an hour long, like the original one. The original one's the best GOG airship setup. Which, if you want to just sit and watch through that thing from start to end, it's concise. The interface has changed. None of the math has changed. The numbers got bigger, but the math hasn't changed. So, we're going to first start by looking at our guard. And we're going to make sure Constance is on, and we do get our she's 5-star for me, so I get all my discounts from there. And because we have to split our abilities, our attack tab's maxed. We're going to get everything out of that we can, because we're going to use all but one of those on our defense tab. All right. Now, I had my gathering maxed out for the gather event. So I got 5 stars there. And so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to swap now. I don't have enough to play the event intensely. And I just did that to demonstrate to you guys what the maximum gain was. A maxed out airship, maxed out stuff, everything maxed out without an alliance buff and without the kingdom gathering buff. We were just under an hour on a level 7 tile. So I'm going to have to go into here, and I'm going to my guardians, and I'm going to undo my 5-star on my food. I always have enough for 4 stars now. I can 4-star all my ship now. And I got to move my 5 stars around a little bit. So we're going to move them over to... That ain't it. I got 5 stars on... I think I was going to move it over to airship abilities. I forgot. I got to look. Okay. So I'm going to move it over to my artillery. I'm going to actually bump my artillery up just a touch. My gosh. Enhance abilities. Did I pass it again? I pass it. Okay. There we go. Now, that's me moving my 1 star around. I need 1 more star, and I have to move stars around. So we're going to go in here, and I need to reset this. I'm going to need those components. Let's go check my bag. It's under the special tab. Guys, I hoard XP. This is off topic, but for events, look, I need, what are the airship abilities? The difference there, so I need about 1,800 20,000 EXPs to get to the next level. So there's no sense spending them now when I can spend them during an event and get extra loot for free. Okay, so don't be in a rush to empty your bags because you got OCD. You need to be in a rush to keep enough stuff. And look, if I don't have enough to make it to the next airship level during the event, I'll skip that event. All right. I just get more loot the next event. There's no sense not doing 2 things at once. That's how you save money in this game. So, a little off topic there, but on relevant topic though. So we're going to assign abilities. We're on our beast tab now. Okay, here's the dirty little secret. I score very well in our beast event. Now, I can score a little better, but I don't have to. Okay, I generally get top 10, and that's with people who, against people who do everything they can to max out their accounts. And there's ways, and I've got a video that is maximum wolf effort. Okay, how to set up for the biggest number that your accounts possibly can make. If you're interested in doing that, do that. This is about saving gold long term. Okay, so we're talking about, you've got the beast event, you got the UAC, you've got the, like, so you don't want to be swapping these parts around, spending 5,000-6,000 gold every week doing part swaps. So we're going to go here, and I've got to get, our first one here is our cavalry. Now, I'll show you, the first thing we do is we just get to 20. All right. Why? Why are we just going to 20? Why are I maxing that? I just got done telling you that ability affects the wolf count number. Okay. You may not have enough stuff. So if we go over here, and he's at 20 now, okay, I only get 100%, but there's no secondary stat. But guys, I just engaged these stats, which is not a big deal. It's defense. Who cares? it actually doesn't affect you on the number. So if you had to sacrifice, when we do a maximum effort, we'll sacrifice defense numbers for more attack numbers by swapping things around. It's if you got a couple hours to kill to try and put an impressive number up, go watch that video on maximum effort on the Wolf event. And not just to get a big number up there for bragging purposes, there is a whole lot you will learn about how to get more out of your account, because doing that one thing that you can do for just a little bit of gold will help you start planning ahead on how to set your account up. So I'm trying to help you with that. So we got the airship abilities, and now we're looking for distance. We're going to take it to 20. All right. I know that I don't need anything more for my attack or defense tabs. So all the parts I got here left are my parts. And this is the first time I've actually had a 5-star on my artillery. If you saw one of the previous videos, I just opened up that extra 5-star. And like I said, I won't use it on my gathering because I don't log in every hour. I keep the screen open during the day for 5-6 hours as I monitor other stuff doing math. And even then, I will forget to reset my marches every hour for 8 hours. I'm terrible about it. I really am. So let's go back to our things and look at our beast tab. Okay, so there's our 3 assaults. Now, on the beast tab, I put the assaults up front because those are the areas that I know I'm not gonna steal from. Now, I do have to steal in the back here. Now, since HP doesn't matter, beast march speed, I like to build that up. There is no other ability that's going to increase your score in the Wolf event. I have everything assigned that can increase your score. I could put health on there. I could put I could put this infantry defense on there. We don't even care about the defense number for that event. We don't care about that number for any event. The gear is so overwhelmingly powerful now. You'll have your gear on. Your gear will provide those numbers. Don't worry about it. So, as you see, beast march speed is what I got on there. Well, of course I want my airship to move as fast as possible, and this helps in the Blood War event. So, the faster your march moves to kill things. So I'm just going to 20. All right. And then I'm going to look. I got 15 million parts left. So we're going to get to buff some of those. We're going to get to max out a couple of those. It goes quickly. And distance being your most important stat, cavalry being your second most important. And then artillery being third on the attack side. But let's look at our... Now we're going to start with distance health, infantry health, and cavalry health. All right. Why did I put those on there for beast things? On some of the new events, Turkey Day, what was the other one with the vampire lords that where we set those down? You actually lost troops in those rallies, and it used the beast march for the most effect. It did not use the beast tab, but it did use the beast march for the attack. We actually can't tell if that's a reporting error or if that's actually what's going on, where it's using your assault tab. But either way, if it's a glitch and they fix it later, health is what you want on there to keep your losses to a minimum. So we're going to go to our airship abilities again, assign abilities, and we're going to play over here in the Guardian side. And we're going to come down here and the nice thing about having them start up first is I can spot them easier. Okay, I want to do them in order. Cavalry, I can never see. I have problems seeing even these monitors. Got new monitors coming. I hit the Black Friday special. I'm replacing my 40-inch monitors with 32-inch Samsungs. All right. I'm going from 4 monitors down to 2, but much better quality monitors. These monitors I've had, this monitor setup I've had it for almost 10 years. These are great monitors back 10 years ago, but they make better monitors now. Okay, so there's my distance health at 20. And then we're going to go to the cavalry because that's going to be next, right? And then we're going to do the infantry health. Now, what I need to point out here is the infantry health, irrelevant. All we really care about is a placeholder for that level 20 ability. Remember, what we just did now is we turn these things on. Okay, so now I've added 284 attack to my infantry, cavalry, and distance because I turned on my R6 part here. Okay, so we're just concerned about on the beast tab. Our main concern for saving gold, wherever you're at with your airship size, guys, this is bare minimum. And quite frankly, the gains you're going to get from the next step I'm going to show you are slight. And I mean they are slight. You're talking about moving up maybe 10-15% total for what's very expensive gains on the part component usage. So feel free to rob this area if you need to. Or just keep this at 20s. See, now I've kept this one here at 31. Right? So I'm more than likely going to bump my silver. Matter of fact, I'm going to bump my cart back up for the stage 5. We'll do that right now. Okay. So I'm going to drag my wagon. Man, that's a mighty fine wagon you're dragging. So I can plunder to maximum. And I want to make sure I get that to 20 so that because I'll tell you what right now. That means on my attack tab, I'm going to replace this guy over here with my wagon. And I don't want my top stats dropping 60. So if they hit me, it's not a bad deal. While I'm attacking, I keep my combat at max. And then I do this swap out. So if you're good at swapping that stuff around, the kids are better at it than I am. Your brain writes new pathways so it becomes auto response at some point. So we're teaching you the techniques that if you're a younger person, if you'll just do the right thing every time, eventually the right thing becomes the only thing you do. Okay. If you're constantly questioning how to do it right, why you're doing it right, or isn't there some way I could do it without doing any work, you're going to make more work for yourself. And quite frankly, the new pathway you're going to write in your young brain full of mush is not going to be how to do things right. It's going to be to how to avoid doing things at all. All right, so we teach these things in a way that it applies to your whole life philosophy. Learn how to do the hard things the right way in repetition till they become easy. To put it in a military's perspective, you'll hear some militaries, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. In other words, do everything in slow motion correctly every single time. And when it's time to go fast, you will be super fast. It's the basic philosophy behind Tai Chi. Those people that are dancing slowly in the parks and all the liberal movies. They love showing that philosophy off. They don't practice it. They just love showing that philosophy off as if they do put it to practice. So I'm telling you, look at your previous education, and if you're fighting doing things the right way, fight that fight. Don't bring yourself to the point where you're not getting ahead by learning to do things the right way. I know it sucks. This is a lot of work, but you want to get things to second nature. That's why in the previous videos I turned around and I told you, I said, take the time, move the things around so that you can come up here and do this. Bounce back and forth between the tabs and only see that one icon moving. And then I know I'm ready to go. Because I might, especially for somebody like me, I might be farting with one of these things to play with new numbers in the calculator. Sometimes I got to strip this thing all the way down to nothing so that I have a test platform on my account. So it's not only a best practice for me because I do things a little on a different level and for reasons other than the game. It's just a good practice so that you don't get hurt. So this gathering tab doesn't mean nothing. This also does not affect New World. Your gather tab has no relevance in New World, just so you know. So get your beast tab here. So let's look at this next level. All right, airship abilities. Now, with what we got left, because I've maxed out my assault side, right? I can't put anything else. Let's double check. Yeah, see, we're waiting for airship 68. And right now, as I just showed you, at the rate that I gather XP from the mines, 18 days. So, and then I gather more than just XP from the mines. I'm also gathering more components, so hopefully I'll have more to bump them up when I get there. All right, so again, 68. So I'll get some more jumps here. So let's go to, there's our distance. And what we want to do is find our cavalry at the same time. Why do I want to do this? Because these jumps get more costly with each jump. So alternate them, finishing your stuff out. Distance being more important, but cavalry being as important. Slightly less, but not. Guys, when I tend to talk in absolutes. I got a 160 IQ. I say things as a matter of fact. Lots of people get offended by matter of fact statements. Or they get offended that I notice that they're up to something. Or I notice their slights, or I call them on it. I don't do it to be mean or rude, but in their world of everything being about their feelings, they think I'm trying to hurt their feelings, so they let their feelings be hurt. And it's hard to understand with someone like me. We get into my alliance and they say, we call it talk and muse. You just got to understand, I don't mean anything when I tell you a fact. I don't know why facts offend you, but they do, and I can't fix it. So we're alternating back and forth here with our extras. Oh, and we're out. Okay. Then I've got a little bit left, right? So I'm going to go over here to I'm going to slap it on my artillery. Just get that little bit extra on my artillery. Doesn't make a huge difference. Really doesn't. Artillery adds 4.5%, 5%. You got time. So, like if I go over here into my formations, there's my assault march set up. Of course, my march cap, the reason that says 0 on my T11s is because I don't have a march cap. My march cap's like 330 once I get buffed out. And then I got my wolf on button 2. And now on button 3, I have the tower topper. Now I slap the air. I use the tower topper in the Blood War to kill critters now, so that I don't have to slap a new formation or go out there and redo it. If you want to wipe out the tower topper formation and put an all cavalry march on button 3, go ahead. The vets get more ad money because you have to come back to the website all the time to replenish your tower topper. If you don't know what the tower topper calculator is, guys, look, I get people who says, man, I had to put 3 million troops in there to get my full march. Well, first of all, if you put 3 million troops in there, your march is now messed up. And you shouldn't be sending 300. The point to the tower topper is that you can send 5 small marches every 2 to 3 minutes while people are about to hit your towers, so that when your whole alliance does this, the proper marches get formed back up in there. And I had 2 different kingdoms who had everybody apply the tower topper, and use it, it was the first time they took 2 kingdoms. They were ecstatic, and both of them in the low 400s. I was tickled that I got the report back, and I want to thank you guys for reporting that back to me, that you were grateful for how well it worked. And the best news of the reporting how well it worked was while they took 2 kingdoms, they had little to no pain in the losses in the kingdom by following this philosophy. It works great. Older kingdoms, you're going to have a problem with people, well, that's not the way we used to do it. I don't care how you used to do it. And I say that as a matter of fact, as I just explained. It's not that I don't care. It's, here is the way that's working better. Why are you resisting better? You know, why do you have to verbalize doing it the hard way versus the right way? Okay, it's simple, it's free. It takes a little bit of effort to go to the site, pull up the tower topper formation, and build a button for it. And then start applying the fact that you're going, and see on the tower topper, guys, if I don't have your airship on there. Okay, unless you bought the airship pack. So I put the airship on there for the Blood War so that I can use the airship to go out and kill critters. Because I will gold spin and steal critters from the enemy. I do it because I can. But you don't need it for the tower topper. Okay. But this is the beast tab thing. So you don't even need it for, because you're going to send out marches as one march, just as one march hits. Okay. One march, the very second you're ready to click the button to attack another mob. You don't have to wait for that march to return. You're going to hit another one. So use the tower topper to kill those mobs. And this is how a C-22 can really effectively change the game. As long as you have 3 march slots, you're a powerhouse in Blood War. You can score some points. It's best to have 1 march and a tower scoring points while your other 4 are actively engaging, where you have 3 engaging beasts and then you keep your airship back to knock the piss out of somebody. That's a different level of gameplay. Okay, but you want to start doing things right. So if you're a small castle, you're just getting into Blood War, you need to learn how to put 1 march in the towers and then the other 3 farming beasts constantly. If you have to do it from the safety zone because you're a small account, then you need to learn timing. It's a 1-hour event. Learn the coordination. These are the tools that you need to do that. All you have to do to be effective there. Okay, let's say you're too small to get 20s. All right, let's go with it. And see, we're talking about multiple events. Let's say you're too small. You can't even get 20s all the way across because you don't have enough airship level, whatever. Sacrifice your health and scramble your attacks. Now, you're not going to want artillery attack if that's the case. You're going to want you may have more health stuff. You're just going to want something in there to engage these. All right. You want to get to 20 if you can. If you don't have 20, don't be purple in these slots. Be blues. All right. 10's for greens. If you can only go to 10, these should be green. If you can only go to 15, then these should be blue, and these should not be purple until you can get these abilities up to 20 at a minimum. And your primary goal is on your beast tab to get everything to 20 and leave it there. And then you want to be maxed on your attack tab. I'm sorry, I was pointing at the attack tab. These health things, you'll want to sacrifice them. But you want to make sure your attack is at 20 or as high as possible, and your core stats as high as possible. So attack, you got 2 attack slots and 2 core stat slots. Those core first, even though it's the 4th slot, it's your primary. This is the first one you need to get to 20. All right. Then your attack gets to 20. Then your health. And finally your defense. Okay. And if you're a tower leader, I'll point this out here. I should have pointed out in the defense video, really. If you're a tower leader, let's look at the defense tab. Health is key before attack. If you're the guy megaing a tower, do your attack last and do your health first. Top your health off. Get as big a health number as you can possibly get. All right? That, my friends, is the Airship in a nutshell. I will try to do some specialization stuff on the Airship. And make sure you comment below if I missed something. And make sure so that everybody can see and learn. But come to the forums if you need to learn something. Start a topic on the forums, especially since patches will occur. We just got a patch in the middle of the series. They have somehow timed my video updates to middle of the series each and every time. So make sure you go to the forums, make sure you comment, make sure you like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you.